11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11, 11. I love 11, I love 11, I love 11, 11.
I'll put this at the beginning of this video, and I'm going to finish editing it. But imagine here's the world. We're in this little bubble. They do the atomic nuclear bomb shit. Boom. But imagine on another timeline, they did something else. Now, boom is the wall. Because once you boom the world. That's the one where no one's going to, we're at war. We're at war with ourselves. The different timelines can be, they said this, they say this in here. They're like, they had not did what we did. We're at the same level, created civil propulsion technology. They connect that to us by a period because we boom. Now there's another one. They say they're at the level of us, but then they drop a breadcrumb on some shit totally almost incomprehensible is what they're doing here. And then they take the bait, they try to crack it. Each time they crack that, each time they take that bait, they open the door to another one of those lines going off. So we might not be going nowhere. We might be a timeline that's like a false timeline because we went boom. We might be the opening, we might be the doorway, we might be the hub. But if we're being the hub, we're not going forward. That could be the mistake to take the bait is the actual halted time. Oh no, for your consideration. Check it out.
On DoD pre-publication and security review, even if it's about this stuff. Like, I know it sounds insane, but you literally have to say, this is what I want to talk about.
Why do you think they approved it?
Catch-22. So they'd have to self-identify and highlight their concerns to redact. So the office who would propose a redaction, say it's a 3-letter agency or whatever, right? They'd have to be like, this office objected to you saying crash retrievals. Here we're citing the security classification guide. No. And then you can litigate that, right, to get it unredacted if you think that's an inappropriate application of security.
So I am putting up, it's going up, the screenshot video of what I think ahead of this. Now I'm watching it and I'm going to go through, I'm going to listen to what they say. And I'm going to pause. I'm going to go through it and listen. But here they're talking about non-human entities, because they asked him. And that was one of the famous things. And he says, he doesn't want to talk about them. He's not going to talk to him about them on this. But he's like, look, that's all I know. I could ask for more. But they let me say that so it can be redacted. And then they can fight about it. And that's kind of the fight, The dark side likes to use the legalese, to pull you in to what they've held secret for so long. They don't want you to know more than that. And they want you to only speculate the way that they want you to speculate. So, like he said they wanted it so they could then redact it and argue about it. So it'll be on one paper, but it won't be on the other. And that's key. I'm going to keep going. And then
this info, and we don't want to give them an edge. And unfortunately, it's that kind of low energy thinking.
If you got to ask one question to ask someone who is not alive anymore that you feel could answer a lot for you, who would you pick and what would the question be?
I would probably ask Starbucker, Oppenheimer, and be like, what was your thought process in the 40s and 50s, squirreling this away? Besides overlaying the Manhattan Project secrecy.
Because Oppenheimer was the one who created the classification that included the...
See, case in point. Right there. I ain't seen this yet. I ain't seen it yet. I'm telling you, it sheds light, a direction that you know. I don't fucking know all of Oppenheimer's story. I know just enough. I know he worked on the fucking atomic bomb and the Manhattan Project. The Manhattan Project was not about the atomic bomb.
I have the hunger for slaughter, though. The hunger for slaughter.
And they had some Tesla shit on that. This video is a leap. It's a leap. It's a jump. It's a mind jump. Because you have an idea, you think something, you got to verify it. You can't just throw it out there. We have these ideas. You got to put that bait, that hook in the water and see the bubbles come up. You want to know there's something biting. So I got the test on that, tested. So it's wild, but immediately the shit was verifying for me. This is you're onto it. You got something here. So I made the video. I made this video. Put the other one up. The other video, I didn't edit it. I screen recorded it, put it up. The motherfucker went up so fast that Uncanny done watched it. He done watched it. I mean, normally it takes a fucking forever, because you use the screen recorder. You're not able to crank down the pixels. I need to drop it below 1080 or it's too low, but I think it might record at 780. Anyway, normally it takes too fucking long, but the phone ain't got no space. Your phone ain't got no space. No, it's not. Another phenomenal thing it does this all the time. This is another in the sequence of events. Memory card stops working. It's in there, but it's not working properly. It's not working properly. And the phone memory is all the way full. So it starts acting squirrely. I don't know why. Probably I'll change it real soon. The memory card, take one out of something else, put it in this one. So everything about this is thumbs up. Just translate it into your own fucking language, what it means, because you can. Don't bullshit me. You're not watching if you can't do that. You don't need to bullshit me. You don't have to tell me no. You listen to it. It'll affect you. It'll tell you something in your dumb meatball head. Let it do the magic. Maybe maybe a day or two, it'll happen to you.
Oh, all those guys. The guys that were involved in Manhattan were overlaying the same ecosystem of secrecy and some of the same ways to protect stuff that they were protecting our nuclear secrets. If you read the definition of special nuclear material in the Public Atomic Energy Act of 1954, it basically states any material that releases any kind of atomic energy.
That would be retrieved trash material. Yeah. So it's kind of a sneaky way.
No, it is. If you actually read the Atomic Energy Act, if something is not a nuke, but it has radiological energy coming off it, alpha, beta decay, whatever.
Same secrecy.
Until now, we haven't really had an exact understanding of the mechanisms of UFO secrecy. We do get a few hints throughout history, though. In 1947, in the aftermath of frequent UFO sightings across the United States, Nathan Twining, the head of all aircraft development for the Air Force, wrote a famous letter. He writes that the UFO phenomena is something real and not visionary or fictitious. Everyone today focuses on this part of the now famous Twining memo, that top brass at the Air Force is conceding the reality of UFOs. But the far more interesting part of the letter is the postscript, where he writes about the possibility of American programs trying to build crafts with these capabilities. He writes that any developments in this country along the lines indicated would be extremely expensive, time-consuming, and at the considerable expense of current projects, and therefore, if directed, should be set up independently of existing projects. If you were the military-industrial complex and had to keep a top-secret UFO reverse engineering program fully shielded from elected civilian representatives moving in and out of government, which past programs might be your inspiration? The Manhattan Project.
Manhattan Project, they were kind of the first blue book. You know, they were getting UFO reports back in the day. There's some people I'm colleagues with that, like, their grandparents were actually, you know, the UFO report people on the Manhattan Project. And I remember being told that. I'm like, really? Holy crap, that's crazy. You know, there's like a whole other side of the Manhattan Project.
This is a wild revelation. Blue Book was the Air Force's official program tasked with investigating UFOs in the 50s and 60s. But it was basically a propaganda mouthpiece for the Air Force, explaining away and downplaying the phenomena for the public. Here, Dave is saying that there might have been a real, deeper program than Blue Book studying UFOs at the time.
My dad had been interviewed by Blue Book. He went to go get some milk on his bike to the store, lost time, and then, like, when he came back to, the milk is spoiled. The milk had went bad. He had no explanation for it. He talked to him, and he doesn't even remember anything involved other than that. That's all he remembered. And he knew something was up. That's what he told me. He knew something was up. Now, I don't know, other than to say, I already prefaced where I was kind of going, what I thought, and why I'm watching this. And then, I mean, as you see, so right here, they just said, he's like, well, imagine a different timeline of humans where they didn't make the bomb. They didn't go straight forward in linear progression, but they went over. They made a civil propulsion sort of discovery with the atomic energy, whatever the fuck. And he just said it right there. He just said that, like, the prior timeline was about equal to us, not much further, but that's the direction that they went with the technology. Where were we at? Oh, we're all fucking pointing guns at each other, nuclear weapons, you know. So imagine civilization like ours, where they didn't make the bomb, they made propulsion, way to fly. It just says it right there.
Found interesting, you know, sort of the monolith in 2001 Space Odyssey, which is this sort of thing placed on Earth that it inspires tech innovation. It's almost like John Mack would talk about a lot of these alien sightings being slightly more advanced but barely comprehensible tech for the time, almost inspiring tech innovation.
I often think of it as laying breadcrumbs in a direction. Well, the communication could be, you think you're really smart because you blew up a weapon down the road here. Now, you know, look at this.
Right.
So it's just like, you know, we went from, you look at our own human development, you know, we immediately, once we cracked the atom, I mean, holy crap, nuclear power, nuclear weapons, you know, we went from, you know, orders of magnitude of energy extraction, right, up to, you know, 10 to the 6 tons of TNT equivalent. And that's kind of what we're talking about, is like, we're like one, you know, discovery away to, you know, maybe manipulate space-time or whatever.
Based off of the information that you've been privy to, is there any indication that these UAPs are interested in our nuclear technology and capabilities?
Yes. By external observation, sure, that could be a fair assessment, yeah. Yes.
The nuclear UFO connection is deeper and more bizarre than you can ever imagine. Remember that Vice story that ran in 2022 about a town in Japan that's obsessed with UFOs? Well, it's a place called Ino, and it's right next to Fukushima, where a 2011 earthquake triggered a famous nuclear power meltdown. Or take this incident in 1994. 62 elementary school kids at the Ariel International School in Zimbabwe said that they saw a silver craft descend from the sky and land on a field near their school. Well, guess where the Ariel school was?
And an Ariel school that was near a uranium mining site.
That is right. As far as I understand.
Yeah. But maybe the best collection of evidence around the UFO nuclear connection comes from a very creatively named book called UFOs and Nukes by Robert Hastings.
He started to investigate and just speak to all of these radar operators. And a lot of them claim some pretty crazy things around seeing UFOs around nuclear bases.
Over the past 37 years, I have personally located and interviewed more than 120 of these former or retired military personnel.
You have Robert Salas at Malmstrom saying that the whole base was actually rendered inoperable.
This time he was screaming into the phone saying they're looking at an object, a red glowing object.
Yeah, the sites were going down, like one by one.
Very rarely does a missile malfunction, and I don't think much more rare would be 2 at the same time, but never 10.
You have Bob Jacobs at Vandenberg in 64. He's a photo instrumentation specialist. They were launching dummy nuclear warheads off of Atlas V missiles and seeing a UFO kind of wrap around it and take it down.
And I said, it looks like we got a UFO.
You have hundreds of accounts of these missile man radar
It'll do it like this. It'll do it like this. Change the color. What the fuck are you doing? Sorry, this is breaking through. Let's break through. We'll do this black and white. Fucking black and white. So that was all the alien shit they're talking about? The ones that we weren't supposed to pay attention to? And this is the end of it? Because fuck the alien shit? You know there's fucking aliens? You know there's aliens. I know there's aliens. They ain't from space. They're not from space. They're from Earth. Get over it. Zeta Reticuli? No. Not happening. So I woke up early normal. And then I have this period of time where I go to sleep after I wake up. And the dreams that I have, they're like movies. They're like movies. And they're nonstop. You're in them. You're walking around. I was in this trailer. It was so weird. So fucking weird. Old lady's over here. She can't stand up. I'm trying to help her stand up to take her to lay down or get in the shower. Woman hasn't been around 7-8 years. It just stays around in the dream. What is going on with that? Irrelevant. Doesn't matter. Always here. Always jumps to the dreams. The girl you marry that's messed with you in your dreams and other people's dreams before you got married, if she's messing with you in your dreams, goofy. She can't stand up. She can't even stand up. Pick her up. You want to get in the shower? No, can't get in the shower. Then poof, pop away. So, what's that got to do with aliens? I don't even know. Because we're the aliens. You're the fucking alien. What's that about? You guys are going to do it like that? You don't use record on the camera, then you get this. The camera will retract. We'll go back into this little hole. Turns off. Because I didn't hit the button, I didn't press record. So it thinks I'm bullshitting and wants to conserve energy. Alien. This is all aliens. It's not from space. We're going to go to space one day. You're going to go to space. I'm going to go to space. Probably knows. They're probably going to send, people that'll focus their life on math. Most likely not. I'm already traveling in space inside of myself. These dreams are incredible. They have so much insight and shit that opens up the way. Incredible. Did I say they're incredible? Do you understand? you understand what I mean? I'm not saying curtain. They are fucking amazing. Keep moving shit around or it'll turn off on you. Are you coherent yet? No, not at all. Not a bit. The words have to come out of your head. You got to get them to the certain rate. You slow it down a bit. You slow it down a little more. Then speed it up one more time, and then you wake up. You start looking at your coffee. You start looking at the coffee machine. Start looking at it. You tell yourself, I'm gonna drink some. I need that coffee. And the lazy you will say, no, motherfucker, I ain't. You have to rebut lazy you. You say, look, get the goddamn coffee pot, get it running. Lazy you one more time, it's gonna be like, no, no, no. One more time. Get your fucking coffee. Get the kettle on. All right, I'll do it. Then you wake up. When you wake up like that, you might stay up. Ain't no promises in this world. Probability vector vortexes. That's it. Probability matrix. Sucker.